guys, Hunter back again this week with our series Prepared. We're on week 2 of 4. And last week we talked about David and how David was prepared for his future with his past talents. This week we're going to talk about someone who is prepared a little less slowly. It happened a little more abrupt. We're going to be talking about a guy named Saul, but we might know him better as Paul, the apostle. We find this story in Acts chapter 9, and it's the story of how Paul got to where he was. For those of you that don't know, the chapter starts out by telling us Paul's job before he became a follower of Jesus is he sought out after Christians, killed them, and imprisoned them. Now, that's not exactly the most Jesus follower trait I've ever heard. That's not typically what I expect in a Jesus follower, to kill and enslave Christians. But God saw Saul, and said, that's the guy I need. That's the man for the job. But he had to get Saul's attention. Saul was not ready to worship God, but he needed Saul's attention. So, one day, Saul's on a journey near Damascus, and all of a sudden it says the light faded from his eyes. He went blind. He couldn't see anything anymore. And he started hearing this voice, the voice of Jesus in his head. And it was asking, why are you persecuting me? Why are you persecuting my followers? And all of a sudden, Saul understood that who Jesus was and who God is. And he asked for forgiveness and how to fix this problem. And Jesus tells him that he needs to go to a nearby town and find a guy named Tarsus. And that if he finds a guy named Tarsus, Tarsus will wash him clean, and then his sight will be restored to him. So Paul, being led by the people around him, almost as an act of faith, he's led by the people around him to get to a man named Tarsus in a nearby temple. Tarsus, refusing a little at first, given Saul's reputation as a Christian killer, eventually washes Saul clean, and his sight is restored. See, Saul had to have something taken away from him in order for him to understand where he needs to be, in order for him to get to where God wants him to be. He's got his act. And God, one day, had to take something away from his act in order to get his attention. Now, Saul's act's a lot less impressive. Kind of like these juggling balls. It's a lot less impressive when God takes something away. God takes something away, but sometimes God, it feels like, brings your whole world crashing down around us. Kind of like that. Sometimes he takes something away and brings it crashing down a lot harder than it originally went up. But this is what happens to us sometimes. Sometimes God has to take something away from us in order to prepare us for what he's got in store. But if we keep faith through this time where God takes something away, if we stay loyal and we trust that God is going to do something great through us, through even this rough time of something being taken away, sometimes he makes our act just a little more impressive, and we grow stronger because of it. So next time it feels like God has taken something away, just trust that he'll give something back to fill that, and he'll make you stronger because of it. Guys, that's all I got for this week. Come back next week, and we'll be hopping back into the Old Testament to talk about a guy named Joshua. See you guys.